All right, we are back in action. So follow me with the next steps. I'll show you what it took for me to get back to the beautiful gold top finish on the StewMac Les Paul build. So stay right there. All right, folks. So out in the shop, it's 53 degrees in this paint booth. So 72 in here, but I think we have a finished product. Pretty happy with this turnout. So last night we sanded it and got all the blushing. So I figured I ordered some blush mohawk stuff, and then we got here and have a perfect day, and so I wouldn't need it, so I kind of ordered it to ward off the evil spirits. But as you can see, I mean, I think that's as clean as she's gonna get. So I had some little specks and whatnot, so I took it down after about an hour, and then I kind of lightly sanded some specks out. I had some stuff right here I had to get out, so I got pretty much all that out. So this is good to go. We're done with the gold. I think this might be the last time I have to paint it. This is number 4, I believe. So anyway, so what we're gonna do now is, after this dries, I'm gonna let it just sit in here for hours, next few hours, and let it do its thing. And then after that, I'm gonna peel this tape off, and I'm gonna get it ready for the clear coat. So then I'll get it scuffed up on the edge, probably like maybe wet sand 800, and get all that edge done. And I'm gonna get all this binding. Probably not gonna scrape it. I'll probably do like I did last time, and instead of scraping, I'll probably just make it flush along the edge like I did, because I think that looked good enough. And I don't want to risk screwing up the binding, and then I'll have to repeat it or whatever, which I'm not spraying it anymore. I'm done. So that's nice. That's that's the best paint job it's had so far. So we're gonna let it sit out here and set up and do its thing. There's a couple little fuzzies right there, but those fuzzies I'll just brush off. Actually, this is probably pretty dry. Touch it right there. This stuff dries like so fast. You see all those little, I don't know if you can really see them, really little flakes. Can't really see them, but they just brush off. It's got so much gold flakes in it. If you could look in here, I mean, there's like freaking flakes flying all over the place. Anyway, we're gonna leave it alone, let it do its thing. I'm happy with it, man. I am pumped. The more you spray this crap, the better you get. Don't let nobody tell you not to sand it. If you have an imperfection, sand that sucker out and hit it again. So, but I like it. Bam! Gold top, baby. We're back. Let's do this. All right, I just took this out the booth. It's been about 45 minutes to an hour. So I just wanted to show you all the finish. Now, when y'all do this, it's probably not going to be perfectly smooth. I'm not going to touch the top because it did something crazy last time I touched it. But like right here, it's not perfectly smooth. It's kind of rough, but it doesn't matter. All we're trying to really do is the color. So that's all you want, is the color. Because you start spraying your clear, all of it's going to end up being smooth as glass anyway, and you're going to be left with that beautiful color. Look at that. Woo! We are back. So back. So anyway, what we're going to do is let it sit out here in the shop and do its thing for the rest of the evening. So I'll put the kids to bed and get out here and work on it, get it cleaned up, and we'll hopefully start spraying some clear on it before long. The only thing I'm concerned about is, I mean, you can't see any signs of cracking right now. So, but what I'm scared is when I go back to put these in, these bushings, that it's gonna want to pop, it's gonna want to crack. So what I'm gonna do is, they say to put some tight bond on that before you slide it in. I'm gonna clean that all up, easy to clean off. So I don't want to put tight bond in there, so I'm probably just gonna put some wax and call it a day. So see what happens. I'm definitely gonna get my drill bit back out and go back around that when it's time, because I'm gonna have more layers of clear back on top of this. So you can see like a little bit, you might can see how it's a hair rough. Some of it's smooth as glass now, some of it's rough though. But anyway, but once you, like I say in other videos, once you start getting everything on it, this and that and blah blah blah, you know, your bridge and your strings and your knobs and your switches and all that, it's gonna really shape up nice. Man, I'm glad I got that imperfection out. I had one up here, got that out. Had some stuff right here I didn't like. If you see other videos, you could probably pick it up. But I'm pumped about it. We're back. Alrighty, so that's it. Hopefully this is the last time I have to spray paint this sucker gold. And I am going around these edges right now. They're kind of burly, so what I'm gonna do is just take a razor blade, and I'm not gonna do the binding. I just want to make it nice and smooth all around the edge. I am not at a point in the game to where I can risk screwing up this paint job. I don't have enough paint to go back over it, and I'm not buying another $38 can of spray paint. So the plan is just clean this up around the edge, and then I'm gonna go back with some probably 800 grit sandpaper and kind of slightly sand around. So what happens is when I go to spray, I'm not going to be really focused on this, but if it gets on it, that's fine. And then what I'm going to do is, I got a good recommendation on a Facebook group to don't go heavy, to kind of hit some light coats, because when you hit this, number one, it can make the gold, I guess, reactivate, and then it can start to slide and cause blotching and stuff. So I'm gonna hit it super duper light, like just like a really far away light coat until I do probably a couple of those, and I'm gonna that's gonna be like day one. So just 3 probably light coats day one, and let it get on there really well. And then I can go over it again a little bit heavier, but I'm not gonna get crazy. And then I'm gonna get a little more progressively, you know, heavier and heavier. Like I said earlier, you're not gonna get 100% smooth when you do this. You might, I don't know if you get lucky, you can see that's a little rough right there, but it still looks just as gold as everything else. So this stuff has a crap pile of powdery flakes in it. So if you spray it, like I've said 1,000 times, wear a respirator and don't go in the area after it's sprayed, because as soon as you spray it, if I go in here, this whole room will be full of gold flakes for about an hour or so. Like if I do this test spot on this trash can, it's gonna fill this whole room with gold flakes. They will circulate everywhere like dust, and you'll breathe all that crap in your lungs. No bueno. So there's probably a few in here right now. It takes them a while to settle. What I normally do is when I come in here, I leave these lights off, and I can turn my phone light up, and I can see if there's anything going across the room, and it lets me know whether they've settled or not. It's a beautiful color, but I cannot stand it. I can't stand working with this, and I will probably never do another gold top guitar ever, just because it's so hard to do. I was like reading all these reviews. How hard could it be? Dude, it's freaking hard. So props to the people that do this and make it look really good. But anyway, so what I'm about to do, like I said, get this done, and hopefully I can get off work tomorrow, have a little window of opportunity to get some light coats of, I'm going to use Mohawk Ultra Flow Clear Lacquer. So this is nitrocellulose lacquer right here. And I have a test piece from, y'all probably saw the other video. It's over there actually, sitting over there, that piece of test skin that came off of this. What I'm going to do is shake this up really good and warm it up, and I'm going to go spray some of it on that to kind of see if it has any kind of crazy reaction or whatever before I go to spraying it all over this, because that's going to be the same thing that this is. So I think that's at least smart to go try. So that's what I'm going to do in just a few minutes after I finish this. But right now, I'm about to turn on a little Peter Frampton radio to kind of breathe a little soul into this guitar. If any of y'all else do that while you're working on your Les Paul style guitars and have it, you know, playing Les Paul style Slash or actual Les Paul music or anything like that to breathe some soul into your guitar, let me know in the comments. But I'm about to start doing some work. We'll get back to y'all when I've done some stuff. All right, so it's been about 15 minutes or so, and I've been just cleaning up the edge here. Like I said, I don't really care about scraping the binding because I'm not at a point to where I can redo it. I just wanted to get a nice, you know, smooth edge all the way around. Trying to get it to where, you know, it's just a nice where it meets right there on that edge. I think that looks fine, acceptable. There's a little bit around the horn here. It's got like, I don't know if you can tell, see it's got like a little, just took a beating when doing some sanding, so it's a little wompy jaw, but it's okay. And that's gonna just kind of stay right there. I might try and, yeah, clean that up just a hair. Clean that up just a bit. But I think I'm gonna leave this tape. I have 2K clear on this little piece right here, on that part that runs down the fretboard. So I think I'm gonna leave that there because I don't wanna have to risk scuffing this up so that the lacquer will stick to it. So the plan is I'm gonna tape, I guess I'm gonna tape right here and make this is a seam, and then start to rough all this up like I was talking about. And this actually has a lot better seam than I thought it would. So there's gonna be not really many thin spots. Right now what I'm gonna do is try to just tape the back of the guitar off. That way I don't have any clear coat flying around on the back of it. So, you know what I was thinking about doing was taping all around this white line, since you can't really see a lot of stuff on white, it doesn't really show up that well, and run a line of tape. I think that's probably what I'm probably gonna do. So I don't have to risk scuffing all this up right now. And that way I can just scuff this up, the white, and I don't know, I think that's what I'm gonna do. And that way it'll be blended right where the white's at, and you won't be able to see it that much. Maybe, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wet sand it all. I don't know, I got myself in a damn predicament. What I should have done was just used the lacquer the whole time and been okay. But now I'm fighting 2K clear on the back and sides and lacquer on the top. Also, I was wondering what this would do. So I took some 800 grit on this, and I sanded it down to where it was like you could tell where you kind of sanded it off. And then I sprayed some of that Mohawk Ultra Flow on it, the lacquer. It didn't wrinkle up, it didn't melt, it didn't do anything crazy. So that's a great sign. I mean, it's got all the way up to here, so it didn't do anything on it. So that's, you can see the little outline of it. But that stuff dries quick too. So anyway, but good news is it didn't eat that up, and it was kind of a light coat, and I went really heavy to see what it would do. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. So back to a huge mess. About to figure out what I need to do with this as far as sanding goes. Hopefully tomorrow, if I can get off early enough and get home, I can maybe get a couple light coats at minimum on this, because I'm kind of not in a big hurry now. It's just pretty much getting coats of, you know, 3 coats a day, an hour, at least an hour apart. So if I can time it in the evenings, as soon as I get home, because I know y'all probably don't care, I'm probably going rambling now, but the humidity right now where I'm at in South Louisiana, it's always pretty high, but right now it's going to hit like 60. And if I can hit 60, what I can do is crank this up and get it hot in here, and that way it seems like it helped a lot. I almost had 80 degrees in here today when I painted the top on the here gold. So that way I can try and paint. So I had it to, in here it was like 50 to 55 was where it was when I was painting this. No problems. So it worked great. So with all that being said, that's where we're at. And I'm gonna do some work now. Anyway, thanks for staying with me. I appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, all that good stuff. Okay, this is what I've done. I got this all taped off on the side. And my theory is, I'm sure I'm wrong about this too, because this guitar, I've been wrong about everything. So what I did was, I figured since the white wouldn't show as much like everything else, I know that that'll show everything. But I don't know what the actual color of the wood would show, like as far as a line. So I know with cars and everything else that white doesn't show lines or smudges or whatever as much. So what I did was I just tried to stay on the line. I know it's a little wonky in places. And I took some 800 grit, listened to everybody on YouTube, different people, and I just hit 800 grit all around there and kind of roughed it up a little bit. So my plan is to not really get on that super heavy. I'm focused on the top, and because that's already got 2K clear on it everywhere where it's white. So I'm focused on the top, and that way if I get some over here, which I know I will, that way I will be able to hopefully, after it's all said and done, have the 2K clear, and then have this, and then eventually just kind of have this sanded down into one little wet sanded into a little faint line if it needs to be a line. I don't know how it's going to work out, but that's kind of the plan. So all this is taped off so we don't get any clear on any of this, any lacquer. I tell you what, some of that lacquer from the gold paint got through a piece around the edge, and I couldn't scrape it off with my finger. I had to get naphtha and actually scrub it off to get it off. So that's kind of, I guess, a good sign that the lacquer will stick to just unsanded polyurethane pretty good. So like I had to really work to get it all off there. So hopefully just that little bit of scuffing, it'll stick to it. And if I have a line, I have a line, but I'd rather have a line here blended into the white than into like a line in the middle of the wood, or, you know, right around the edge where it's really visible. So that's the plan. So hopefully tomorrow I'll have some good enough weather to start spraying. And I'm just gonna, you know, focus not on the edge, but on the gold. So that's the plan, Stan. We'll go from there. So I'll leave it hanging right here and let it just marinate. There you go. Come back to it when we've done something. All right, we got perfect spraying conditions. It is 72 degrees in here and 51% humidity, steadily ticking down. I just put it in here like maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago, but we got low humidity. I'm gonna hit it one time with the tack cloth, and then we have the Mohawk nitrocellulose lacquer, and there it is. I've been warming that up with my hair dryer over there, shaking it up, getting it ready. So I've been advised by some folks to not get crazy on the first few coats, to go light. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna start out, we're gonna get kind of light with it, let that dry for about an hour, come out here, do another light, and so on. All right, folks. So this is 3 coats of lacquer clear. It's the Mohawk Ultra Flow. I didn't scrape the binding. People were wondering about that. I just flushed it up along the edge. Looks pretty good to me. All right, we got 48% humidity, 70 degrees Fahrenheit, perfect in here. We're about to hit this with a whatever that thing's called, tack cloth. Knock these little dusties off and hit it with the Mohawk Ultra Flow. I've already shaken it, and I've already warmed it with a hair dryer. So we're about to knock this off and go to town, spraying our 4th coat of clear, and then we're gonna try to do 2 more coats this afternoon. All right, we got coat number 5. So when I'm spraying these, it's weird. It's like it starts to get kind of that stripy, hazy look, like it's got some of the blushing in it, and then it goes away. So It's weird. I don't know, and you can start to see again. I'm over it 100%. So got those little cracks appearing again, which I don't know, they might buff out once I start doing the sanding and stuff. I don't know, but it's looking really, really good. So we'll keep it up. So I'm trying to do one more coat tonight. We have 53% relative humidity, 66 degrees in here. I ventilated it, and now I got a nice little fire rolling in here. Kind of keeping an eyeball on it. Yeah, watch these things right here. Look, these little dusties. They'll get on there, boy. You gotta watch them. Hey, get them off. Oh, that didn't work. That's what the tack claw's for. So anyway, let's hit it. Get the little dusty off. Or not. All right, well, stay on there then. All right, cool. Let me get out of here and quit messing with it.